Come on, Emma. Outside, we're in trouble.
Go long.
I have another pair.
This one's going downtown. Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah. You look at full beat. Yeah.
Liquid slam.
Liquid slam.
Yeah. Hungry got me in a grapple. Big gang pizza pigskin is my hunger that you tackle.
Hi, Joey. Thank you, good sir. Yeah.
No problem.
Good gang, good gang, good gang, good gang. You guys go, man. No, I need that.
Guys, calm down.
Tomorrow.
Somebody got some problems with really nice. Well, big problem.
Let's take a step back. What's going on?
Satisfy your hunger with Big Game Pizza Pigskin. Pizza that tastes better on a football.
Same phone like a while ago in like 7th grade. I threw it down on my bed and it bounced off my bed into a dog's water. I mean, I didn't break or anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. So, we have gotten through the final.
Yes.
We're done. All it's left for me to finish taking in some of the late submissions on journal entries and finish grading up your guys' wind turbine project. So far, the final, it went pretty well. We had an average that was above 70%, so that's always good.
That's good.
I mean, you taught as well. Did you grade them?
Hey, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Taylor.
So something really cool.
We got to be in Rocket Jump's viral video called
The only
Every
tests that
90.
have not been graded are the ones that are being taken right now.
Are they in the grade book right now?
They are not in Infinite Campus, but I have the scores.
Can I see? Chase.
Maybe.
Maybe.
See, the problem is if I say yes, you know it's going to happen.
AKA,
Seven people
in the first
usually
24 hours, this video got over 2 million views. And it's still climbing.
Might be. No, I'm sorry, but
What are we being censored? Not on purpose. Yeah. My little sister on first.
Wow, that sucks for you.
Yo guys, what is up? My name is Drew Croft, and today we're going to be doing something very different. We are going to find...
Yeah, just sit back. Just relax, just take it easy today.
Jeez.
That's what we used to do on the bus.
what it would be like to give Minecraft a huge makeover. As you all know, Minecraft has gone through a ton of updates and changes over time, but deep down I wanted to know, what if they created a Minecraft 2.0? Or if Mojang just decided to simply go for a huge update that would completely change the face of Minecraft forever. So I put together a list with a couple of ideas. Just bear in mind, this is really down to my preference, so some of you guys may agree or disagree with some of the changes on this list. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So starting off at number 1 on this list, I would love to see a version of Minecraft where all randomly generated landscape would just get a huge transformation. Most of you might prefer Minecraft's simplicity, so don't panic. I don't expect most of you to agree when it comes to this kind of change. But I would love to see a version of Minecraft with just generally better mountains, maybe a much larger variety of trees, or even better, a more elaborate cave system. Honestly, I think this would provide an all-new experience when it comes to survival and exploration. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So next on the list, we have randomly generated structures. Some of these creations seriously haven't seen a change in well over 6 years, so it would be nice if they actually gave the old content a bit more of an upgrade. They don't necessarily have to get carried away here, they can still keep things simple, and that's fine by me. But initially, I would love to see a bit more sense of adventure implemented into the game. So apart from maybe upgrading the temple designs, it would be nice if you could actually explore through a maze of different rooms and corridors. Apart from that, why not add all sorts of traps, puzzles, new mobs, maybe even find some decent treasure you actually have to work for. So for example, for the desert temple, we could have some mummified zombies spawning inside, or even a selection of different mobs with possibly some special abilities that would actually make them harder to kill. So next up at number 3, we have villagers, also part of the randomly generated structures, except for the fact we have villagers that we can trade with. Again, it would be nice to see a fresh design, and maybe even throw in the chance of a small castle spawning alongside the village. But most importantly, I would love to see an update where the villagers are a lot more lively. I actually did a bit of research and came across a YouTuber called Tango Tech, who created a mod that does just that. Not only do the villagers look absolutely incredible, they actually cut down trees, farm, and even go mining. So I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. So moving on to number 4 on this list, we have Minecraft's max build height. This is more of a personal grudge because I absolutely hate the 264 block max height, always finding myself restricted as a builder when it comes to some of these crazy Minecraft projects. Now I know there's a mod that might just fix this, but I kind of like to keep my Minecraft as mod free as possible. I'm not really too sure if this would even cause a performance issue, but if I could, I'd totally make Minecraft's max height at least 500 blocks. Now this brings us over to the Nether. As much as I like the idea of having a Nether portal transporting you to another world, I would actually much prefer the Nether generates below ground, making it seem like you can just about reach the Earth's core. Again, this is really just down to preference, and it would probably cause some serious loading issues, and some of you just won't agree when it comes to this kind of change. But this doesn't mean we can just kiss goodbye the idea of having Nether portals. I just think we may just have a better use for them. So this brings us over to number 6. Instead of having just one Nether portal, why not add a selection of different portals? Each can have their own colors and can teleport you to a completely different world. I think this is just a great way to generally expand on the game. So let's just say a white portal could teleport you to a sky world, or we could have a green portal transporting you to a world completely covered in slime. Now I don't know if I'm getting really carried away here, but the whole idea is to generally increase the sense of exploration and adventure, which is literally what grabbed my attention when I first discovered the game. Now apart from the stuff I've mentioned on this list, it would be nice to see some other minor changes too, like being able to place a block in the sky without having to build straight up and having to literally remove all the blocks you just placed. We could even have new weapons included, such as the crossbow, or simply allow the placing of signs across the ceiling. Either way, I think Mojang is still doing a good job at keeping Minecraft interesting, such as with the new aquatic update and with the new apparent game called Minecraft Dungeons. No idea what to expect from that, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know in the comments what you guys would change to Minecraft if you could, and if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Jerocraft, over and out.
Let's see.
Bye, Zach. Bye, Zach.
Bye, Zach.
Yo guys, what is up? My name is Jerocraft, and I finally welcome you to another epic Minecraft adventure. In today's creative journey, we are going to be building and discovering the Halls of Reflection, a monumental structure built at the highest point of a Mount Olympus style creation. This monument will come together with its own working city and a very, very unique kind of interior. So guys, just sit back, relax, and enjoy as we begin today's epic, fantasy-packed adventure. Right guys, now let me take you to where the story begins. All the way back in 2013, me and a fellow YouTuber experimented with glass and ice to make a room reflective. In today's video, my idea is basically to recreate this technique, but on a much larger, more epic scale.
That's awesome.
Now to kickstart today's project, I first have to create a new world painter map. In order to create a monument with a reflective interior, we need to make sure we have enough space underground as well as above ground. Giving myself a template to work with by creating my very own version of Mount Olympus, with plenty of space at the top of the mountain to build our monument. Now, despite using World Painter, most of the terraforming will be done throughout this video, making a ridiculous amount of changes, all in the hopes to reach the top of the mountain in the most adventurous and creative way possible. I've designed the landscape in a way that will allow us to build our way to the top of the mountain efficiently through a series of spiraling paths and bridges. Right guys, to be honest with you, I was never planning on building anything extra other than the actual monument, but after connecting the bridge to a gatehouse, I knew this project was going to be a lot more than just one big structure. I decided to provide our monument with some protection, surrounding the entire valley in a fancy cobblestone wall, almost like a miniature version of the Wall of China. The wall itself twists and changes in height alongside the edge of a cliff, which was definitely tough to put together. But if you do manage to split the wall into different segments, you should be able to keep consistency throughout the wall's design. Right guys, so now we continue our way up the mountain, terraforming the path that will lead to a second cobblestone bridge. I actually found this to be a really good opportunity to build a waterfall. It was off to a messy start, but after some extensive work, it did actually make more sense to have the water flow past both bridges. Right, so as you guys can see, we've made quite a bit of progress already. We're going to try and make as much use of the space we have available, finishing off the waterfall and extending the wall right around the back of the valley. My main concern though is getting to the top of this mountain, building one final bridge that will connect a path leading to the valley below and a path that will lead to the top of the mountain. And so we finally reached the top of the mountain, only to find out the massive miscalculation I've made. Only building just the entrance of this colossal monument has practically taken up all of the space we have available. I've realized in order to achieve my goal, I had to expand the mountain by almost 10 times its current size, just to be able to house this massive structure. And so without hesitation, I once again got back into terraforming, and there was no turning back, with well into 5 hours of landscaping, all in order to create the perfect fit for a massive circular dome-like temple. Right guys, now there's one last thing we need to do before we start building the actual temple. Since we're getting close to Minecraft's max height of 256 blocks, I've also had to lower the height of the entire mountain.
Big hills.
But guys, this is where the magic happens, building a massive circular dome that will contain our reflective interior. The monument itself expands over 120 blocks wide and is almost 100 blocks in height, filled with as much detail as I could possibly manage. So even after all the terraforming, I still managed to reach Minecraft's max build height of 256 blocks, yet again having to lower the entire mountain by a further 15 blocks, and finally finishing off the monument's roof. Despite all the changes, I do actually prefer this version, and it's actually crazy to think that this monument is almost half the size of the actual mountain. But we're nowhere near done just yet. At this point in the video, I really had no intention of building an entire city, but after coming this far into the project, it really seemed like there was just something missing. So my decision was final. To make things a lot easier, I've designed a series of houses, towers, and other buildings which we can use throughout the valley, apart from all the other extras we'll add later on, of course. Slowly but surely, I filled the inner walls with a fully functional city, connecting buildings through a series of paths and building windmills and wheat fields to provide food for our city. as well as of course a couple of extra features, including giant banners in the distance, which I think made a really nice improvement. Right guys, and the time has finally come to start our little experiment and see if we can actually transform the interior of this monument into the epic Hall of Reflection. Now, in order to really make this work, I've created the perfect circle right at the center of the dome, filled with a layer of white stained glass. The idea is to decorate the interior as best as I can, and once the interior is complete, we're going to use commands to copy and flip the entire building upside down and hopefully create an epic looking reflection. And guys, I am being 100% honest when I tell you I had no idea this reflection would actually work this well. It actually looks completely genuine, despite the fact we've just flipped an entire building upside down. Apart from all the damages outside, with the amount of terraforming we've done already, it's really just no big deal. But guys, with that done, I proudly present to you an epic Minecraft Kingdom and the Halls of Reflection.
Hey.
Zach, take a seat.
Can't you figure out your grade by going like 5 months
Yo guys, what is up? My name is Joe, and we are finally back for another Minecraft video where today we shall be venturing into an amplified world of extreme landscape with cliffs that reach as high as Minecraft allows, all thanks to Minecraft's in-game world type called Amplified. In today's video we're going to be transforming this amplified world and discovering a lost settlement scattered across these hilltops. So guys, just...
Hey Mr. Martin, you want to know something about taking screenshots on your computer? When you take the screenshot, like, your mouse actually never shows up in the picture.
Zach, take a seat.
I should bring my charger.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy as we begin today's epic adventure. Right guys, and so the adventure begins. After much exploration, I finally discovered the perfect place to start today's video. Yes, these mountains do reach up to 200 blocks in height, but with floating islands, lava and waterfalls, not to mention just how messy everything looks, we're going to have to make some serious landscape changes. Right guys, now this is where the magic happens. To be honest with you, I've been wanting to undergo this project for quite some time now, with the idea of working around Minecraft's amplified terrain to build a small working